Welcome back, Star Wars fans. In this video breakdown we'll be discussing episode 4 of the Bad Batch. This episode, titled Faster, continues the story of the genetically enhanced clones as they live their lives during the reign of the Galactic Empire. So grab your popcorn and let's dive in. We start the episode off in Cid's cantina on Ord Mantell. Wrecker and Omega are playing the Jarek. The Jarek was a popular holochess game commonly played on starships and homes throughout the galaxy. We have seen this game many times in animated and live-action shows and movies. The first time we saw it was of course in A New Hope, when Chewbacca lost to C-3PO on the Millennium Falcon. Cid comes in and says that she has another mission. However, we learn that Hunter and Echo are on another mission and haven't returned yet. Tech says that transporting 50 cases of Nerf nuggets is hardly a mission, which is indeed so, as Nerf nuggets was a dish made using the meat of an animal called Nerf. I'm glad this mission isn't in one of the episodes, and I really wonder how many filler episodes we're going to get this season. Even the behind-the-scenes missions are fillers. Tech regards them as a waste of their skills and talents. Cid wants the rest of the Bad Batch, including Omega, Tech and Wrecker, to be her security team during the upcoming racing event. The Bad Batch go with Cid to Safa Toma, a rough spaceport. They attend an arena where aliens of different species and other inhabitants of the galaxy are watching and cheering for a riot race. Riot race is a bit different from Podracing from episode 1 The Phantom Menace, as its participants can shoot each other's race pods with a variety of weapons. Most of the racers are droids, and Cid's new racer, a droid called Tay-O, takes the lead and wins the race. Cid reveals that she had placed a bet on Tay-O and takes the clones to meet him at the pit stop. Tay-O shows off about the race and his perfect racing abilities, and when Tech remarks that Tay-O is a droid, the droid begins to show off even more, saying that humans like Tech can't perform split-second calculations and are inferior when it comes to racing. Cid diffuses the situation and they go to their hangar. Tay-O repairs his 12 series speeder for the next race. Tech remarks that the speeder is not designed for racing, and Tay-O responds that for this reason the speeders are modified. The guy named Milegi, accompanied by his Trandoshan and Gamorrean guards, pays a visit. This guy's species is called Doubting, the same species the Nine Sister is from different comics, and of course the Fallen Order game. Cid and Milegi measure their penises when the Doubting guy expresses interest in the clones, and Tay-O droid claiming that his team will defeat them. Milegi then suggests a bet on the outcome of the next race, which Cid agrees to. Tech inquires about Cid's relationship with Milegi, to which Cid denies any personal feelings and explains that it's just business. The next race features Tay-O going head-to-head with Milegi's racer. During the race, one of the droid racers fires his blasters, accidentally killing one of the spectators. The announcer reminds the audience that the Safa Toma Speedway is not responsible for any injury, death or disintegration. The race continues. Tay-O and the other racers reach Gambler's Gulch. Cid tells Tay-O not to take the left tunnel, but the droid arrogantly says that he knows what he is doing. Omega asks Cid what's wrong with the left tunnel, and Cid explains her that Gambler's Gulch is a death trap. Milegi orders his racers to get Tay-O in the crunch. One of the racers uses the claw on his speeder to secure Tay-O's pod, while another guy cuts it using a circular saw, resulting in Tay-O's vehicle losing control, spinning and ultimately crashing. Milegi's racer wins, resulting in Cid losing her bet. Tech and Wrecker salvage the damaged speeder and the remnants of Tay-O. Milegi shows up to collect his credits, but Cid asks for more time. Milegi demands that she pays up, and Cid calls on Tech and Wrecker to intimidate the bad guys. Everyone starts to reach for their blasters, but Omega proposes a deal. She asks for one more race, and if the bad guys win, they'll receive the double payment. And if the Bad Batch wins, they'll have Cid back. Milegi agrees to Omega's proposal but keeps Cid as collateral. He warns the clones that they better pay up for their own sake. Tech, Wrecker and Omega go back to their hangar to repair Tay-O and his damaged speeder. Tech is trying to reattach the droid's limbs while Tay-O is telling him that he should listen to his instructions. Tech gives Tay-O a bra look and proceeds. Wrecker proposes rescuing Cid by force, but Tech warns that the guy will seek retribution. In addition, Tay-O mentions that a guy who failed to pay Milegi ended up in the sand dunes. Milegi brought Cid back to his apartment and offered her a glass of a drink, toasting to the old times. Cid replies that she is not interested in old times anymore as she has changed. Milegi says that hustlers do not change and that the Bad Batch will get to know the real Cid soon. Time for the third race has come. Teo and his speeder are fixed and Omega tells the droid that he is racing next. Wrecker asks if Teo is ready to race, and the droid replies that he is competent and will win this time. Teo finds Tech analyzing the race course and patterns on his datapad. The droid says that Tech has a wrong approach and that calculations are nothing compared to his strategy and skill. Tech says that Teo's strategy is flawed and advises him to redirect power from blasters to the reflector shields. Teo doesn't pay attention and claims that offense is the best strategy for a victory. The droid steps out of the hangar and is smashed by another speeder. It was one of the Milegi's racers. This was done purposefully so that Milegi will win the bet twice. Teo is unable to race. Milegi arrives with his guards and the hostage Sid to tell Tech and Wrecker that Safatoma is a dangerous place. Sid tries to talk to Teo, implying that he is fine, but he is not. The droid shuts down after saying that he regrets nothing. Milegi says that missing racer equals lost race. However, Tech volunteers to be the racer. The race begins as participants are starting their engines. We finally get to know the names of each racer. The two loyal to Milegi are called Jet, Venom and Briggs. We also see some cool modifications of the well-known droids. One of the racers is a modified commander droid who apparently fought for the Separatists during the Clone Wars. We also see the B-1 battle droid's head attached to a protocol droid body, much like C-3PO in Attack of the Clones, and we see other protocol droid racers who cheer to the crowd. When the announcer gets to Tech, the crowd goes silent, so he starts to ask his assistants who the hell is Tech. It was funny to hear. The race begins. Omega monitors the race and reports that Tech is the last one. When Wrecker expresses concern, Tech insists that he knows what he is doing and that he is using a certain strategy. Briggs uses grenades to blow up one of the racers. Tech overtakes another racer as he approaches Gambler's Gulch. Omega warns Tech not to take the left tunnel when Tech asks her to transmit the schematics of it on his display. Tech distributes, as he says, an adequate amount of energy from weapons to shields. In order to be faster, Tech also goes to a pit stop and drops his weapon system. Tech reports that by doing this he increased speed and maneuverability, but Wrecker replies that he is still the last. Tech overtakes Briggs and heads to the left and most dangerous tunnel. This tunnel is missing some sections, but it also is the shortest one, so Tech goes inside and Briggs is following him. Tech and Briggs pass the first missing section. Tech manages to avoid the second hole, but Briggs falls inside and probably dies. By taking the short tunnel, Tech is able to reduce the distance between him and Venom. Tech is now racing second, but he is trapped between Venom and another racer. Venom deploys his circular saw and another racer named Kane prepares to launch his grappling hook. Tech is aware of this trick. He dodges the hook, causing it to grapple Venom's speeder. The two racers crash as the saw on Venom's speeder slices through the Kane spot. Tech wins the race and the crowd is cheering his name. The Bad Batch goes to Milegi, who says that he keeps his word and releases Seed. Venom looks at the pistol near him. As the good guys leave the room, Venom grabs the pistol but is stopped by Milegi. Milegi then tells the Bad Batch to watch their backs as Seed is not the one to be trusted. End of the episode. So that last phrase Milegi said makes me wonder, could Sid actually betray the Bad Batch? I think she could when they stop earning credits for her. Maybe she will call the Empire, maybe she will hire someone, we will see. Anyways, that's it for today guys, thank you for watching, hit that like button and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!